In today's video, we're going to discuss why are you fasting? And then we're also going to discuss some subtopics. The first one being, what does the word fasting mean to you? Do you know what's happening to your body when you fast? Did you know that there are 6 types of fasting? And then I'm going to discuss the 2 types of fasting that I have done. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you like and subscribe for recipes and reviews in New York City and around the world. So let's begin with the first question. Why are you fasting? If you're fasting right now, if you fast before, please comment down below and let us know what was the determining factor that made you decide to begin fasting. So take a moment now to do that. Comment down below and let us know why are you fasting or why did you fast. Now that you've done that, now I want to ask yourself, what does the word fasting mean to you? So when you hear the word fasting or when you hear that someone is fasting, what does that mean to you? What's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, when I hear the word fasting or when I've heard someone that's fasting, the first thing that comes to mind is that you're trying to lose weight. That is the very first thing that comes to my mind. Perhaps for someone else, it means something different. So you can also comment down below, what does the word fasting mean to you? For me, it meant losing weight. And even when I would go on YouTube or Google search fasting or what's fasting, why fast, a lot of the videos and a lot of the information that I found was to lose weight. However, I did find some research information, and most of that information I found it in this book that I've mentioned before in my other videos, Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy. This is the book right here. So we're going to be discussing some facts that I found in this book. And if you haven't read it, I'm going to suggest for you to purchase it. And if you have, let us know. What did you think about the book? So let's go into our next subtopic. Do you know what's happening to your body when you're fasting? So for most of us, we know that we're losing weight. If you're on a diet, if you're doing fasting, you're going to find that you have lost weight. And that's something that the vast majority of us know. But did you know that fasting also heals your body? Let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. Perhaps you've heard this quote, perhaps you haven't, but that quote comes from Hippocrates. Hippocrates was the father of modern medicine. And I'm going to read a little portion from the book to you. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, used fasting as one of his primary healing tools. Hippocrates boldly declared that diseases were caused naturally, believing that environmental factors, diet, and other living habits were to blame. Hippocrates used healing therapies that were built around strengthening the body's own innate resistance to disease. And one of those therapies looked much like intermittent fasting. So what do we know? That not only does fasting help you lose weight, but it also helps to heal the body. Let's get into the next subtopic. Did you know that there's 6 types of fasting? I'm not going to go into detail about the 6 types. I'm only going to discuss the 2 that I did do. The first type of fast that I did complete was the intermediate fasting. And I believe that's the one that the vast majority of us are doing. So the intermediate fast is when you're fasting for 12 to 16 hours. And I did notice that when I did do the intermediate fasting, I was losing weight. But there are more benefits than just losing weight. So in the book, Dr. Mindy mentioned some very clear reasons to use intermediate fasting specifically for if you want to lose weight, you're experiencing brain fog, or you're suffering from loss of energy. So those are the 3 determining factors on why you would do the fast. But I only knew about losing weight. I didn't know that the intermittent fasting would help with to remove the brain fog and to provide me with more energy, which it did. And Dr. Minnie goes into detail about each part of those benefits. So let's move on to the second type of fasting that I did complete. So the second type of fasting is called autophagy fasting, and that is from 17 to 72 hours of fasting. And that one was really hard for me because I was used to just doing the 16 hours, but now moving into 72. So let's look into the book and see what Dr. Mindy says are the benefits of autophagy fasting. When it's time to extend your fast to trigger autophagy is when you want to detox, improve brain function and cognition, prevent a cold, and balance sex hormones. So again, she goes into specific details about each benefit. And what I did notice is that I could remember all the tasks that I needed to do. I know I always do write everything down, but I did experience brain clarity. So that was one benefit. In addition to, I've had this injury in my knee for a couple of days, and I noticed that the pain was lessening. So I don't know if that was because due of time or due to the fasting, the autophagy fasting. So that's still yet to be determined. So those are the two out of the six fasting methods that I use. And in the next video, I will list the 6 types of fasting. If you don't want to wait, I'm going to link her YouTube channel below, or you can purchase her book. This video is not sponsored by her. I just find that when I find really useful information, I want to share with you guys. Make sure you leave your questions and comments below. And always remember, sweeties, be real, not perfect. Bye. Hippocrates, 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 Hippocrates. Why am I having such a hard time saying his name?